Greetings and welcome back to Big Bacon's Collection. I'm your host, Big Bacon. Today we're going to be looking at the 25th anniversary from the Ultimate Battle Pack, Target exclusive, the Ralph Steeler Pulaski plant with the Mobat. Yes, this was all just in storage. I literally just pulled it out of the box. So, as always, we're going to start with the figure's accessories, look at the figure, check his articulation, unwrap the vehicle, take a look at it, talk about any features it might have, and then get it up on the shelf, or attempt to get it on a shelf. I am sadly out of shelf space. But you know what? Yeah, I'm out of shelf space. So this one won't actually go directly on the shelf. This one will close out here at the display at the review stand, and hopefully the next large vehicle I do, I'll be able to put that on the shelf and you'll see this on the shelf already. So, starting with the figures accessories, we have a small knife. Blade is painted in a nice metallic silver paint. Some decent shape to it. I mean, this rounded edge is really kind of off-putting. It's got a bayonet style pommel there and a nice standard military grip on it. All in all, not a bad piece. I'm not doing cartwheels about it, but I've certainly seen worse. Next up we have a sidearm. This looks like maybe just an M9. Small 9mm sidearm. Detail on it is really quite nice for something so small, and you know, he has his helmet, and in the grand tradition of G.I. Joe, it has a swivel down visor. Done in this nice sort of tan khaki color with a smoke clear visor. You can actually see through it if the lighting is right. So, yeah, this is very similar to the one we just did on Duke not too long ago. Obviously different because it has the holes for the visor. And the color's obviously different, but moving on to the figure. I like the face sculpt. I love how they actually broke up the monotony of the same, like, 2 or 3 faces over and over that the vintage had. His eyes are dotted in there, a little bit off, like he's kind of looking this way. Hair, beautifully sculpted. Even slightly textured looking. Paint is pretty good. Okay, so he's got this similar beige tan khaki color going on, but as you can see, I've got a little bit of color difference between the lower legs, the knees, and the rest of the body. Even the arms are off a little bit. So he's got this interesting LBE, load-bearing equipment. He's got his traditional pistol belt, a couple pouches on the side. He's got a single shoulder strap that comes up, has an attachment that comes across the shoulder, and they both meet up on a holster with a single down strap. That is the oddest. Yep, definitely the oddest configuration I can ever remember seeing. Got a little bit of paint apps up here on the buckles. Nothing else on the belting, though. On the one leg, he has, I don't even know what that's supposed to be. But there is some paint here for the buckles. He's got a, okay, anomaly detected. He's got a knife sheath on this leg. black straps that go around the leg, and yeah, there's a little bit of paint issue with those. Comes around, the bottom one comes all the way over to the sheath, the top one comes to this pouch, and then nothing. That's weird. So, got some great looking tanker boots. Very, very nice boots. Want them, need them, give me them. And then on the side of the boot, we have a small holster. Articulation, head is on a ball joint, so it will turn side to side. Has very minimal up and down, but does have some really good tilt. Arm, as always, hinges up well above 90, rotates all the way around. Single jointed elbow comes up well below 90. Rotates at the elbow, hand rotates, no hinging. Torso cut allows for no front and back, no side to side, but you do get good rotation. Legs kick out almost all the way. Kicks forward pretty good. Back just a little bit. Double jointed knee allows a good deal of range, more than 90 at least. There is no boot cut. There is the ankle rotation. And then the foot hinges back this far, forward that far. No rocker. Stand, my friend Steeler, stand. Now, onto the main event. So the reason I imagine most people actually clicked on this, the Mobat. Now, as I said in a previous video, I took a bunch of this bubble wrap that I had lying around from the previous move, and I just sort of hodged together enough to wrap everything. So this might be 2 or 3 pieces of bubble wrap all taped together. No reusing it this time. Bubble wrap is gone. So, the Mobat. We will extend that barrel all the way out, and we'll slap on the little attachment up here. So, what's the best way to describe this? Appearance-wise, it looks really good. Scale-wise, not so much. I mean, if you figure this guy is almost 6 foot, next to an actual tank, this is just, it's tiny. You have to realize that down here in this compartment, you will have a driver. You will have the guy loading the cannon, the guy aiming and firing, all that stuff. And then this compartment up here would have a spot where a guy could stand with his arms basically just above the top and operate a machine gun of some sort. Woefully underscaled. Further scale. This door is supposed to be 6 feet tall. Now, because it's 1/18 instead of 1/12, you figure 9 feet tall for the door. And this thing, without this upper turret part, comes up about halfway up the door. So, 4.5 feet. Yeah, seems about right. Woefully underscaled. Now, that is the obvious one that we're just going to throw out there right away. Appearance-wise, though, the detailing on this thing, I mean, it looks good. The skirting, rubber treads, textured rubber treads. Engine compartment area, turret, personnel opening, main gun, which another issue I have with this, only goes up that high. Now, I did not have a vintage Mobat. I never had a Mobat until this one. So you see it in the box and you get all excited for it. And it's not until you get it out that you see the issues with it. Cannon barely raises. Turret does rotate. Does it rotate all the way? Yes, it does. This thing up here will turn slightly, 45 degrees in each direction. And that's all it does, but there is a reason for that. Let's move on to the main event, shall we? And for that, I'm going to need my friend, my trusty NTB Pocketman. This thing is very heavy, and it's heavy for a reason. It actually has a battery compartment, which means this thing is electronic. Okay, I don't want to strip that out, so I gotta sit it on my lap. Sorry to have to do this off camera, but you know, if you know, you know. If you don't know, buy a Mobat and find out. So this thing requires 2D batteries. I don't know why I was thinking it was a bunch of AA's, but it's D. So I'm going to pause this for just a second and I'll be right back. So this is embarrassing, as it turns out. Big Bacon has no D cell batteries. So we're going to plop this battery cover back on. And very important note, if you do pick one of these up, if you're going to store it, do not leave the batteries in there. So many of the vintage ones are ruined by leaking batteries. Don't be that guy. As a toy collector, you are a steward of these toys until they go to their next home. Or the landfill if you piss your wife off. And as such, leave them in the best condition collectibles you can. So, because I do not have the batteries, I will describe the action feature. So this upper compartment will actually slide forward, slide back. And what that does, if you slide it all the way forward, the treads will actually move forward. Yes, the tank actually moves. If you move it to the rear, guess what? It goes backwards. And if in any direction you turn it, the treads will turn in such a manner that the tank will circle, basically. Sorry, did not mean to do that. So that's a brief rundown on the action feature on this. So, what do you say we take a moment? So his knife in its sheath, like a glove. Put the pistol in the ankle holster. For such a small holster, it holds remarkably well. And we're going to throw his helmet on him. So, the helmet barely fits on this guy. I mean, it goes on, but it doesn't want to stay on. So, and then we're just going to put him in his driver's compartment where he barely fits in. And there you have it. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe because we are doing a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. Like, share, comment, hit that notification bell, and I'll see y'all next time.